So the reason have I shown this one to you guys yet about giving thanks? Let's see here. It's called Brother David Stendhal Rast. And I found it appropriate because it's, it's a tough, seems like a tough time. Who had to drive the furthest? I always ask that too. Who drove 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, or 6 hours? Nobody. Are you all close by in Ohio, in Indiana? Really? That's why you're all back and everybody who's in Chicago didn't come home yet? You went to Florida.
No, I ain't going to.
Did you? Isn't your home in Florida?
Yeah.
So how'd you do Thanksgiving?
Somebody from school.
Okay.
Wants a cat.
They didn't kick you out the dorms?
No.
Didn't they say that they were going to kick you guys out?
That was only you got to a lot of applications.
So you pay, okay.
No, I ain't pay.
So as long as you were like, hey, I'm on campus, and they had food.
Yeah.
So the calf had a Thanksgiving meal?
No. They had steak.
Really? Okay. So we were all fed. We all had running water. We all had heat. Do the dorms still have heat?
Yeah.
I heard some of them are pretty bad. So with the theme of Thanksgiving, I wanted to get you guys going on this. This dude is really old, so he does sound kind of funny, but he's all about, it's called gratefulness.org. And this is his little theme. I might even, you want the lights on or off? Are they off is better. Then you can see how chill this dude is. How do we give thanks? Dang, it's bright. I'm going to close that too.
Do you think this is just another day in your life? It's not just another day. It's the one day that is given to you today. It's given to you. It's a gift. It's the only gift that you have right now. And the only appropriate response is gratefulness. If you do nothing else but to cultivate that response to the great gift that this unique day is, if you learn to respond as if it were the first day in your life and the very last day, then you will have spent this day very well. Begin by opening your eyes and be surprised that you have eyes you can open. That incredible array of colors that is constantly offered to us, full of pure enjoyment. Look at the sky. We so rarely look at the sky. We so rarely note how different it is from moment to moment with clouds coming and going. We just think of the weather. Even of the weather, we don't think of all the many nuances in weather. We just think of good weather and bad weather. This day, right now, is unique weather. Maybe a kind that will never exactly in that form come again. The formation of clouds in the sky will never be the same that is right now. Open your eyes, look at that. Look at the faces of people who you meet. Each one has an incredible story behind their face. A story that you could never fully fathom. Not only their own story, but the story of their ancestors. They all go back so far. And in this present moment, on this day, all the people you meet, all that life from generations and from so many places all over the world, flows together and meets you here like a life-giving water if you only open your heart and drink. Open your heart to the incredible gifts that civilization gives to us. You flip a switch and there is electric light. You turn a faucet and there is warm water and cold water and drinkable water. It's a gift that millions and billions in the world will never experience. So these are just a few of an enormous number of gifts to which we can open your heart. And so I wish you that you will open your heart to all these blessings and let them flow through you. That everyone whom you will meet on this day will be blessed by you. Just by your eyes, by your smile, by your touch, just by your presence. Let the gratefulness overflow into blessing all around you. Then it will really be a good day.
All right, so for Thanksgiving, that dude came to mind, just kind of having the gratitude and giving thanks that we got back home. This is our last Tuesday, so we had a couple of presentations today. Did anybody want to give their presentation today or have to give it? Or are you guys just doing it filmed on YouTube Live or had already given it?
That's it.
This is the field observation experience. So it's like one of the middle assignments right before the last two papers. So if you don't plan a class, you can make a PowerPoint. It's where you go to a local restaurant and observe kind of the experience that you have there. If you notice any differences and how you're treated from like being back home and whatnot, and then put it up into here and present it. Do you have a hand up or no?
Yeah, I had a question. About the essay that's due on the third.
Huh?
So,
That's the final. So that's when that one is open.
so are we like just answering the questions in the essay format?
So you are, yes, you can copy and paste them and then use stuff from like throughout the class, like either the book or the PowerPoint slides, just anything to kind of go through each one of the questions. I know it's just 2 pages of them, but some people take 3 to 5 to answer it. And it's just like a self-reflection. And that's your final. You can have it done before all your other big finals. And I've also opened all of the assignments. If you're missing anything out of all of these, you can turn them in. Yeah.
I was looking at your assignment for when we basically had to just type in what they want to do our presentation.
Right. Yeah, it's just like 20 points. Yes. Is it that one? You still can do it if that's what you're saying.
No, because when I went on there, it was like, it said a 77.
It may have been late, so you take off like a quarter of it. But it's only out of 20 points. Most of these are like 200 points, 300 points, 200, 300. So those are the big ones. That was just to get you thinking about if you're going to present filming on here like YouTube Live, you can log in and like have your PowerPoint there that way, and just present it. Or the chance to do it in class. If you still want to do it in class, you can do it Thursday. And it kind of looks like this. Here is somebody today. Yes.
So wait, what is it that you have like? What is the you have to picture? Because I already presented, but I didn't know you had to like say what they were doing.
Yeah, well, those were just like easy points. You can go and it says, like, here's easy points, reply yes for attendance. All you have to do is write yes. And then picking a date present. And again, you still can do that if you want. You just say, I presented on last month, or I will present Thursday, or I'm going to do YouTube Live. It's easy points. So I do have like an extra credit thing I'm going to throw in there, but most important is make sure you get all of these done. We are at the very last piece of our PowerPoint here. So like training you guys to be case managers as a social worker. Usually we assess the needs of our client and link them with appropriate programs and services. And that could be like meal services, transportation, housing, and adult daycare. There's one today I found out because of our pay as teachers at Central. There is rental payment assistance. And if you make under, so a family of 3, it's like you make under 60,000. A family of 4, if you make under 68,000. They have this going on right now. So that's because of COVID. And that would be something, you know, heck, you can fill out if you guys are renting around here, or if you have clients come to you as a case manager to help folks with the rental updates. So yeah, there's quite a few programs still going on because of COVID. Here's, kind of what it would look like if you do present for the assignments. And then here's all of your assignments that are still open. I wanted to give you guys a chance to cover those today. And I had, the last piece was about domestic violence. So kind of finishing up, and if you were to help somebody in a domestic violence situation. Any questions before we get into this? Anybody?
I have a question after this, but they didn't have out.
Okay. Or about school, or about the like stuff that's open that you still can finish and just getting your stuff done. Sure.
Okay, so it was basically about like internships.
Oh yeah.
Like I was doing one of the papers and like I was reading about it. So like, you know, like for us, like we're like very brand new to it. Like,
Correct.
So like, what kind of internships or like programs would we look to get into?
Are you a social work major?
Yes.
Okay. So to graduate social work, we all have to do an internship. I had to do one. In undergrad, you have to do 400 hours. It's usually your senior year. And we have a whole list for those, like list of working with kids in the detention center, working with a domestic violence shelter, working with a homeless shelter, working with a soup kitchen. For your master's, you also still have to do a couple more internships. Like it all adds up to about 900 hours, but we only do 400 in undergraduate. Are you a freshman or a sophomore now?
Freshman.
So over the summer, a lot of people do like day camps. I don't know if that's something that like would interest you guys, but there's a lot of like camps that help with kids that haven't gotten a chance to go out and experience nature or get out and help with low income. Or what city are you from? So would you be interested in, what is your main interest in social work that you want to work with when you're all grown up?
Looking at this, it was probably going to be like, things like drug addiction.
Okay.
Or homelessness.
So I was going to say, there are a lot of homeless shelters in Dayton. I do know an agency I used to work at in Cincinnati stretches all the way up to Dayton. It's called Lighthouse Youth Services. They do take volunteers, interns and things of that nature. So if you wanted to do that, like, are you looking for big paid money over the summer or more like internships to start your social work career and get like a resume built regardless of pay?
Yeah, more of the resume.
Okay. Yeah, Lighthouse Youth Services is a good one. They even do homelessness and addiction recovery with kids. You could look up a local food pantry is a big one, because that's sometimes you'll see people that are coming for food assistance. and there's a huge food need. We even have it on campus, like every first Tuesday of the month. And they even have folks help hand out the food here. So I hope that answers some of your questions. Okay. Anybody else? This one, I like to do like these short films because sometimes it's easier than me just talking about domestic violence to kind of see. Sometimes we think that it has to be this certain way, a male beating up a female or whatever, and physical abuse, but this one kind of goes into even the mental or emotional abuse, so signs to look out for. He looks happy.
Sorry, mate.
Looks like 775. So I think it's right. It's not also likely to be a few this weekend. Wanted to get nice to you. That's what I mean.
Excuse me.
Hi guys.
Good, thank you. How are you?
Thank you. Spartan Roots.
Please, can I get a vodka soda light, please? Fresh light. Yes. And there were issues. No. No. Right. Sorry, it's a distribution of champagne. I made that too last night.
I don't want to do it tonight.
Sorry, there's years. Or something. 2 champagnes. And I'll still have them. Thank you.
Coming.
Yeah, I don't know. Listen, just pick the menu.
So,
So the address.
yes.
Short.
Why would you say that?
Don't start it. Please don't start. Okay, it was just a joke. It was just a joke. Yes. Okay.
It's fine.
Don't start anything today. Okay, it's on the street. Let's just have a nice night. Try our best to get through this, okay? Why do you always do this? Why do you always try and start a fight?
Drinks.
Yes. Thank you.
You got ready for it?
Mm-hmm.
Some stars for you.
Yeah.
What do you do? Why do you do that? I'll show you what it is.
Why are you being nice?
Then what?
Nasty.
Not being nasty.
What have I done?
What?
What have I done?
Because it's going to be unrealistic, isn't it? Is it? Do you know what you feel sorry for you? Right? Is that what you want to share with your life? Is that what you want? Why do you always do this? Why do you always try and stop the fight and say that it's okay? Every time it's because of you. I can't be bothered with this fight. Okay, you've done this enough. When you're ready to start acting, try this again. Happy anniversary, Tom.
So they show some of the challenges that can come with domestic violence, but this one's a big one. With emotional abuse, it could be humiliating the victim, controlling what the victim can or cannot do, deliberately doing something to make the victim feel diminished or embarrassed, demeaning the victim in public or in private, undermining the victim's confidence and or sense of self-worth, and then convincing the victim he or she is crazy and constantly criticizing and blaming their victim. So some of the stats too. Percentage of men and women who have experienced one or more forms of emotional abuse. So again, it doesn't have to be physical, but it's almost half. So it's about half of everyone. And sometimes it's passed on through generations or learned growing up or things of that nature. So with that, again, with being a case manager, if we're helping a domestic violence victim, managers help assess their needs, and it might be housing to get a safe space. So that third one there, and sometimes even transportation to get to the housing. So that's one of the things with domestic violence. I did want to leave you guys with enough time to be able to work on anything that you're doing in the final. So any other questions for today? It's our last Tuesday, so we'll have Thursday and then call it a day. You return the finals Friday on the 3rd, so it's ahead of the other exams. And then I think they give us like 11 days to grade everything. So you should have all your grades by 11 days after Friday. The 14th, yeah. Either the 13th or the 14th, they're all due. So enjoy the time. Yeah, take the valuable time. I wanted to give you guys a chance. If you have to catch up on anything, please do it. Don't leave any of those fields blank just so you can pass. And that's all I've got. Jalen Bennett for attendance. Okay, cool. Thank you.
You will.
Appreciate it.